Hey friend, today I want to talk to you about happiness. After 10 years of being a mindset coach in various degrees, after a best-selling book on psychology and how to instantly shift things in your life, this is going to be the most valuable video that you've ever seen on how to be able to generate happiness for yourself at any point in time. I need 5 to 6 minutes of your attention. And that's all it is. There's only 3 pillars. Let's go. Pillar number 1. Pillar number 1 is we have to define happiness first. Here's how you define happiness. Here's how I like to define happiness. Happiness is not an external emotion that we need to feel. Rather, happiness is the absence of all the other emotions. It's the absence of sadness. It's the absence of stress. It's the absence of reflection. It's the absence of laughter. It's the absence of contemplation. It is the absence of all thought and all feelings that what naturally shows up is happiness. Think about it. When do you feel unhappy? Generally, there is another thought. Either I'm stressed about something in the future, worried about something in the past, thinking or reflecting on something that someone has said to me. When there is not happiness, there was always another feeling or another thought that generates it. So really, the first pillar of happiness is to understand that happiness isn't something that we need to gain, but rather, happiness is something we need and we already have, but we need to remove all other emotions, and naturally what will show up is happiness. Today is my birthday. On birthdays, I usually get really upset, crying upset. And I still remember I had coached thousands of people by now, been a professional mindset coach, hypnotherapist. I could help anybody get through their traumas and literally live one of their best lives that they ever have. Not to put a chip on my shoulders, but I was sat there and I'm like, you can't even help yourself. On your birthday that you should be grateful, you should be happy. Why do you feel upset? So I had to analyze that for myself. And what I found for me was that I had expectations of what that number should mean for me. I had expectations of the day. I had expectations of myself. I would generally do comparisons between me, myself, other people, me in the past, me in the future, me with a potential, me without a potential, the things I did, the things I didn't do. And I had to go through all these comparisons until I would allow myself to feel grateful for the feeling that I feel. What's this got to do with you? Well, really simple. What it's got to do with you is the fact that I also, like all human beings, go through feelings. And I started feeling these things in the day that generally most people don't feel bad. Most people feel pretty good on their birthday. If you don't feel good on your birthday, I relate to you. But today's different. Today I came in with the same approach. To not live in the future, to not live in the past, to not compare, to not be anything other than what is now. For example, you and I, we're talking right now. Well, it's a one-way conversation. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Andrew V. I hope you're doing well. There's not much else going on. You might not like my nose. If you don't like my nose, you're probably not happy. If you don't like how I'm saying something, if you don't like my face, then that's a feeling. But how do you know you don't like my face? Because you have an expectation of it being a certain way, and it isn't. That's all it is. And that brings me to pillar number 2. Pillar number 2 is happiness is just reality. What really is so right now, minus the expectations. So if you remove all the expectations from this video, how short it is, how long it is, how long-winded, how short-winded, how his nose looks, what it sounds like, if you remove all the expectations and just surrender to what is right now, which is this is a video which you clicked on and you are nearly at the end of, and it will give you or should give you or might give you value, but you don't know that, other than me saying it in the thumbnail and the title telling you that. If you remove all that expectations, you can't be unhappy or happy with this video. Though if you do like it and write a comment on it, it does help push this out to more people so they can get happy too. But besides the point, my point is that if you remove the expectations from this very moment, what naturally arises is happiness. And third pillar, we know, one, that happiness is not a feeling we need to get, it's rather the absence of all other feelings. So buying more stuff doesn't help, because all we're trying to do is we're trying to think that happiness is in when we're going to compare ourselves to other people and do better. Happiness is in items. Is like, when I get that, then I'll be happy. Happiness, you already are happy. You already are happy. You just are filled with a lot of other nonsense and thoughts in that very moment that stop you being from happy. Number 2 is removing all those expectations, the pillars. Removing all those expectations, and what will arise is happiness. And pillar number 3 is, this takes work. Now that you know it, it needs practice, and it needs practice when you're upset. And that's where you're going to need a bit of courage. I believe in you because I did this, and frankly, I didn't have a lot of courage. And I still relate to myself as not somebody that has a lot of courage. But that's in comparison to what I know is possible. You're going to need courage next time you're upset, next time you're stressed, next time you're mad, next time you are a feeling other than happy, and you would like to be happy. Go through the process of saying, well, what am I feeling? Remove those expectations. Remove sadness. Remove anger. Why are you angry? You can just remove that. It's only living in the future or the past. If you remove those feelings and are able to bring yourself for the first time out of whatever feeling you're in into a happy feeling, remember, all we need to do is remove the other stuff and just be right here, right now. It will switch in your brain, and then you'll get better and better and faster until you can be the master of your emotions. Now, please, please, please share this with somebody and pass this along to them. Maybe pass it along to the person that's always a bit sad or a bit stressed. It might help them out. Friend, thank you for being here. I hope this serves, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.